Since 2009, there have been waves of protests like this every couple of years, and they follow a certain kind of pattern, which is that there is initially a great euphoric emotional outpouring of people onto the streets that grows in the first couple of days. And then what happens is that there is a sort of hardcore that seems to turn a bit more violent, that seems to give the regime an opportunity or an excuse, if you, depending on how you want to look at it, to crack down even more violently. That tends to scare away a lot of the more mainstream, if you like, protesters. And then that allows the regime to then clamp down much more vigorously and isolate the more extreme, violent elements and claim that they are, sowing, riot and disorder and instability on the streets. And then, once it has the security under control, the regime often, in the following months, begins to offer some concessions and kind of helps to consolidate its rule in that way. That's sort of been the pattern of the last 10, 15 years. Each time, though, it seems like sometimes these protests get even more angry, more people are fed up. So the question always becomes, is this time different? Is this going to be a tipping point? Is this going to lead to regime change and revolution, which is a sort of Western fantasy, and I understand where that comes from, but I think we have to be a little bit careful. We have not yet seen some of the tipping points that we would need to see in a truly revolutionary situation. We have not seen in any significant degree defections from among the ruling elites or from the armed forces. In fact, there's been a real show of unity from both the traditional armed forces, the Artesh, and the Revolutionary Guards. And, it also has to be said that as the work week has begun in Iran, the protests have dwindled somewhat, and the internet is slowly beginning to open back up. So that seems to be the direction that things are moving in right now, not in the direction that perhaps might be some of the cheerleaders in the West might be hoping for.